It's me. I haven't vlogged. That's the word I was looking for. I haven't vlogged in a hot minute. I also haven't blogged in a hot minute either. So I decided today was high time that I did it, and also because when I ask people to do things for me, which I'm about to, I like to do it as personally as possible, in hopes that my adorable face will keep you from saying no. Oh, by the way, not to scare anyone, with the white hand, I ripped a callus wide open in CrossFit this morning. It's kind of gross. And I'm not really good at taping my hands minimally. Whenever I do it, it kind of just looks like I almost lost all four fingers. Anywho, because that's not annoying at all. Anyway, so I have a big favor to ask you guys. And of course, feel free to say no, but I'm hoping that enough of you say yes. I am writing a thesis. I'm graduating college in May. Please hire me. Tell all your friends who are looking for jobs to hire me as well. Anyway, graduating college in May, writing my senior thesis now, and it's really, really cool. I love my thesis topic. Of course, I do because I came up with it, but my school's pretty liberal, and so because I'm an English major, I'm actually doing a creative writing thesis. And so not only do I finally get to write creatively after 4 years, or 3.5 years, sorry, but I am writing what I'm calling a memoir-driven cookbook, if that makes any sense. It's half cookbook, half a collection of personal essays. All the recipes one recipe accompanies each essay, and it makes sense. I try and explain why it makes sense. It kind of only makes sense in my mind, but you end up getting a really cool variety of recipes. So here's where your help comes in. I need to recipe test the hell out of these things. A lot of the recipes are ones that I've made before, or are, easy enough that I can just, figure out the measurements for. But I need to test each recipe 3 times. Unfortunately, from my research, which is kind of limited, but anyway, from my research, there isn't really an industry standard for how many times recipes should be tested for a cookbook. I'm actually finding out that a lot of cookbooks aren't really recipe tested beyond recipe creation, which scares the crap out of me, because if I'm paying that much money, I want to know the recipes are gonna work. Anywho, so I want to recipe test everything 3 times after the recipe is finalized. And for things like donuts, that I posted the recipe for, and that I spent all day yesterday making and a good portion of this morning glazing, it's really not realistic for me to make 3 more batches of donuts, because each batch is like 2 dozen, and yeah, I'm screwed as it is with just this one batch. I don't want to tell you how many donuts I've eaten. I will tell you all the donut holes are gone, and didn't make it past when I've finished frying. Anywho, but yeah, so I'm gonna need a lot of help with recipe testing. And so if any of you guys are willing to help me in any way, shape, for any number of recipes, please, 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 shoot me an email. It's Kara_H_Thomas@yahoo.com. Send me an email, tell me any allergies or dietary restrictions you have, and if you have a preference over sweet or savory, stuff like that, and I'll send you a recipe of mine. They're not secret recipes at all, so but yeah, I'll send you a not secret recipe, and all you have to do is make it to a T, which is really hard for me actually, because I never do the level tablespoons and stuff like that, and I do dashes and pinches, but yeah, so you just have to make it to a T as far as the measurements and temperature and cooking instructions go. First, make sure it turns out second, tell me if my cooking time estimates are correct. If you had to cook something a ridiculously long time and I was like, oh, it'll take 15 minutes, that I need to know. I also need to know if my yield estimates are correct. I'm finding out since I started recipe testing some old recipes of mine, I have it listed as it'll yield like 2 dozen, and it yields half that. So stuff like that I need to get polished up. So please, 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 for the sake of my thesis and my grade, because this is a huge deal for my grade, if you're willing to do it, send me an email, Kara_H_Thomas@yahoo.com. I'll hook you up with a recipe, and then I will thank you in the thesis, which really doesn't mean jack shit, except for the fact that the reason I'm being so diligent about this, even though none of the professors on my thesis committee are actually going to make the recipes, I'm pretty sure, is because I am hoping to publish one day. Once I graduate and have time to breathe a little bit, I'm gonna, take a shot, see what happens. Maybe there's a 1 in a million chance someone somewhere will find all my stories interesting and my recipes not total shit. So hopefully one day, sooner rather than later, I can get it published. This is me also not only asking for a job, but asking if you know anyone in publishing. Tell them how amazing I am, preferably while serving them whatever it is you have cooked for me. I should have lifted my hand more because I just did that motion, but all you really saw was my thumb. In addition to you making the recipe and getting thanked in my thesis, maybe one day you will be thanked in the book that might eventually come about. Who knows? Why not? I'll give it a shot. So, that's all I got today, eaters. Thanks for listening. Again, Kara_H_Thomas@yahoo.com. It'll be loads of fun.